Let's take a look now at our last progression in our Possession 11 series here. So what we're going to do is now take away the snorkel and have no fins and kind of put everything together. While we're also going to be putting everything together, we're going to kind of just introduce what we want to do with the breath. So here what we're going to do is just kind of lift the head up, look forward, take a breath, and then put everything kind of back down. Now, this won't be exactly the same way we would breathe in freestyle. We just want to really more emphasize just the points of this, which would be the landing position of the arms, where those would be staying nice and steady, traveling a straight line, and building on the kick that we've been working at. So for us, it's not going to be a massively big deal that we're not rotating the head yet to the side. We'll be working on that in another series progression. So here we just lift up, look forward, take our breath, and then more of the emphasis is going to be quickly get that head back down so that we are back in line. Here, athlete does a great job of having the hands be here in front of the shoulders. We are nice and forward here on the right side. Same thing we see here on the left. Everything is progressing to go nice and forward. And then our emphasis on the kick here is going to be that we want to see a lot of bubbles, a lot of white water, a lot of boiling water. All those cues essentially mean the same thing, as just that the feet are moving, creating turbulence here at the surface. What we would also like to see is from our athlete, we can kind of see right here on this foot is that the foot is nice and pointed, especially right here in that position on that down kick. That's really, really, really nice right there as we're moving through. As we see the other foot, it doesn't kick as high on the other foot, but we can definitely see here there's some flatness to that. And that means we're keeping everything right kind of near the surface as we're kicking. Here, what we kind of want to see, just again, allow for a natural bend in the knee. We don't want excessive knee movement. So what we mean by that is we don't want to see the knee kind of drawing inward, kind of like this out of the water. So that way we would be kicking air. And the same thing then when we are under the water, we don't want to see again the knee drawing inward. Otherwise, what we're going to be doing is kicking too deep. So the amplitude of kind of the line might look like something like this. And this would be a very big, big, big kick. Here we're kind of just keeping everything right near kind of the surface of the water. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. So our athlete here continues to do a great job in that area, indicating we've got a great kick here from the hip as we're traveling through the water and as we're progressing through a little bit. So here we talked about the breath. Just lift that head up and then quickly then put that head back down so that we are in line. Beautiful job right there. As we're continuing to move through, we're going to switch over to an underwater view. And we can kind of see right here the foot nice and pointed, which is exactly what we want. Same. Let's see if we can get that other front foot. Might be a little challenging just with the turbulence that's created, but we know that both feet are where they're supposed to be. Again, another thing that we would look for right here on our takeoff view is that we're not kicking too deep here under the body. So we can kind of see here the foot just would be just under. This might look a little deep just from the perspective because we're very, very close to the camera here as we were on this takeoff view. Here, again, we can kind of see, so just a little bit under the body. Perfect, right where we would want to be as we are traveling through the water. A lot of turbulence created right there, so very, very good work here by our athlete. On our return view here, what we're going to emphasize is just, again, same points, just a different perspective here. Arms here nice and straight, hands are over the shoulder on both sides, and we are doing a nice job here of just, again, of continuing to travel forward in line. Now here we see a little bit of a bow wave. This is something that we will emphasize a little bit more with our older athletes. Our younger athletes, what we would probably want to emphasize as we take off that snorkel is just to kind of keep that body positioning just flat, that head up a little bit higher. Our older athletes, we like that bow wave created just a little bit more. A lot of turbulence created here up at the surface with the feet. We're doing a great job right there. A lot of turbulence created. Good indication that we have a kick here from the hip. And as our athlete's going to take it ready for a breath, just remember, take that quick breath up. The hands will go down a little bit when we do this, and that'll be all right, just because we're going to get a little bit of a balance point to lift up that head. And then what we just again want to emphasize is get that head back down, and we're going to kick those legs nice and strong. So here our athlete does a great job with that. On our return view here under the water, we kind of start to see here the athlete lift up. And we can kind of see again, they'll see how those hands drop down a little bit. That'll be all right. And then just a quick skull and get those hands then to get back up. So that way we're back in line and everything in the surface. One thing to note is when those hands return back up, just make sure that they are back in front of the shoulders and up as high as possible. Here we start to slowly drift back up as we travel through. The other thing we would look for is just that we're not kicking too deep here under the body, and we do a great job right there. So our athlete does a really, really nice overall job here with this drill, taking away the equipment. So just remember, the biggest challenge that we will have with this drill when we take away the snorkel is going to be the introduction of the breath and kind of lifting that up, and just we want our athletes to be aware of how the body positioning changes, because when we take that breath, those hands will go back down. We want to make sure that we reset, and we also want to really make sure that we keep kicking throughout the drill, so that way just everything doesn't shut down when we take a breath. Overall, if you found some value out of this, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, as we have new videos dropping all the time.